Hi, I'm Stefan, CTO and co-founder at Bolster, and in this video I'm going to be showing off some of our cool supply chain analytics components to the platform and how we use those with SMAC in our sandbox environment, as well as some a little bit more high-level metrics and kind of show how we drive things like working capital and kind of ESG values for emissions or labor or what have you within the platform, and how we present that back to our users. So as you can see here, this is a view of ports. So in this kind of example, we've turned on subscriptions to several containers and ships that were moving to export goods from New Zealand, specifically to Brisbane. And then we went ahead for the and tuned in for the ride to see what the dynamics of those journeys looked like into Asia in many cases. So here you can see, where are all my ships in near real time? What are the conditions where they're at? Have they revised their ETA? You can zoom around here and you can apply different variables for different things. So it's quite cool. Going down a little bit, you can see kind of how port congestion is trending over time. So in this case, over the course of our journeys that we were tracking, port congestion actually was on the increase in Brisbane. So it's something to kind of factor in. And we can even see things like, what's the average temperature at this port? Are we in an outlying area? Like, for example, if I saw that my goods were about to arrive in this dip, that might be notable insofar as it leads to port congestion, say for wind speed. And so you can start to kind of build your own hypotheses around when your goods will arrive based on quantitative forecasts, as well as kind of your intuition and your business sense. And then finally, a little bit higher level is this total carried ETA risk over time. So many of our customers say that what they actually really care about is my stuff going to get there on time? And what's the earliest you can know if it's not going to be there on time, either early or late, so that appropriate measures can be taken. And so this is basically telling you how much risk you have of slop in the schedule, things not arriving on time that could throw a wrench into your supply chain. So quite cool. So while I quite like this dashboard, many times we think that people actually, executives in particular, care about something a little bit more like this. So this is a similar dashboard, but this is the when will I get paid dashboard, and it's focused on working capital. So it's based on similar data. It's all just SMAC, but it's turned around in kind of a different way, with working capital and business metrics being the focus. So here you can see we have some business rules around what's a low value shipment and a high value shipment. Most of my stuff is high value because I'm a successful business person and entrepreneur. This graph shows you, when are you likely to get paid? The idea is that you don't get paid until your goods actually arrive at the far end. And so you want to be able to know when you can plan to reinvest that capital. And then here you can see, what are the delays at the ports where my stuff is. And so this might be useful to factor into your calculations of, like, maybe you have a container with critical components that's en route, but you can see that, oh snap, at latest time in Auckland, the latest delay is actually quite high at 3 additional days. So that might be really important for my business process. So good to know. And then the last one I'll show is, in some cases, in a growing number of cases, people care about ESG metrics and being able to accurately and effectively report around these metrics to their board or their stakeholders. So in this case, we've implemented a paper around how to do carbon emission modeling based on hull shape and current and wind speed and all manner of things, as well as doing some checks against some migration databases and some UN databases, trying to let consumers know, or importers, exporters know, if there's some kind of a reputational risk associated with a carrier or an insurer of a vessel that they're using. But again, these things could be kind of anything. The beautiful thing about putting data into SMAC is that once it's in there, you can shape it however you want, you can enrich it however you want, and there's an infinite number of ways of how you can use that data to make better decisions. So, if you're interested in trying out SMAC, or maybe you would like to bring some of your ERP data into the system, or your accounting data, or your HR, or whatever, and see how that overlays with some of these dynamics, look us up, and we'd love to do that. Cheers.